this morning, we can begin there. You're traveling with your two assistants, Hector and Llewellyn. The rest of the troops and the abumans are back in the city, and way out in the desert you start to climb a slight hill before you reach this obelisk-like structure. You look up and it looks like there are some people there. They run away and scatter as soon as you approach. What do you do?
Hold on, Brad was on mute. So we just left the shack, but I don't think that we had a firm plan as far as the exact direction.
Very quickly, could we retcon that and be going towards the king? Apologies. If not, it's okay.
Yeah, so we need to speak to the king about raising an army, militia, conscription, penal forces.
That has to be done right now. If we can't go back and do that, then we're already past it.
As you approach the castle, you will be met by the guards who recognize you. And let into huge corridors. Some of the guards look at you with some spite. You gather that there is some resistance to your presence here. In particular, some of the things you've done in the castle itself.
As soon as Aquilian spots the guards, he gives them the sign of the Aquila and gives them a bow. And he flamboyantly, almost like a mighty warrior, cape billowing out behind him as he comes in from the city, flauntingly walks behind them as they lead him to the audience with the king.
Awesome. You'll be let into these gigantic stone walls that open up to a huge Gothic structure. A cathedral almost. As you walk inside, you can see that there are some people from different parts of the world here, including some of Icarus's servants. They still wander around as you walk down these cobblestone hallways. Floors leading to giant welcoming chambers. Lights from the windows occasionally scattering down through these dark rooms. Huge braziers that let off sparks and long red banners, guards everywhere. You will enter a well-guarded room that opens to a gigantic fireplace. Huge armored statues. As soon as the door opens, you can see the men standing there sort of talking and in full armor and with some rifles and swords. Will slowly turn around to face you. The king seems to be in talks with Solora. They're standing sort of off from the throne as you enter, and I'm assuming you've left your hostage somewhere.
Sam, did we leave our hostage, or do we have him with us still?
Last we left off, we still had the hostage with us.
Then we would
So
currently have him with us.
What is he like? How do you carry him? Have you wrapped him in something, or is he walking freely?
No, Brad had, Aquilian had wrapped him up, and it was roped up, and also I forget if he was covered in cloth or some other material, but he's covered up in like some kind of bag or some such.
Yep, correct. So essentially, he is tied up in this bag that one of the members of the group would be carrying.
As the door opens, you will see one of Icarus's servants standing there talking to one of the guards.
Excellent. You and Aquilian would lift a finger up, point right at one of Icarus's brood, and then he would use telepathic link. You would see, the rest of the group would see a momentary flash of gold come from Aquilian's eyes as the connection is forged. And the first intruding thought into this man's mind would be, where is your master?
Where was his that?
Sorry, repeat that?
And he succeeds.
With a slightly fizzling out coming from Aquilian's eyes, he will cast his gaze down a little bit, look back up, and say, we will need an audience with your master after we speak to the king.
He turns around, and this is a man with a gigantic armor. Looks like a power armor. He is bold, dark, black skin, bluish eyes. There's some light illuminating from his eyes, and he has these sparks going all over his armor. He is carrying a giant warhammer. As he turns around, he's going to do an intimidate. Will you let them trespass in our meeting? He turns around and looks at the king.
Well, it ain't trespassing if they let us in.
And we have business to conduct. The Eldari circle, and they come for us. These are more pressing matters.
Do a fellowship test.
Both of us are,
You can do an influence test if you like.
God dang it. I am going to use my inspiration to reroll that. Or is that inspiration can't reroll, influence can it?
Do I also?
It can in this
Brody,
instance.
Brad.
This is a normal test.
Okay. Success with 2.
Savior will walk to the side of the room and wave you over with a simple hand gesture.
Aquilian would look back to Sam, like eyes slightly wide, giving him a look of, I should definitely not be the one trying to persuade this, but gives a solemn look, and as he goes before the king, Aquilian would do a deep bow before going down onto one knee, looking up, looking straight into the king's eye. My lord king, the Eldari circle, 2 armies converge upon the city. We must marshal the defense. We need all able-bodied men to be equipped. We will be bringing down all inquisitorial assets that we have in orbit to combat this threat, but we will need the help of you and your people. We also require that you bring every psyker that is within this city here to the keep, so I may look over them and judge those that are worthy to join us on our pursuit to... And Aquilian takes a second to think, and the city that's with the airships, is that Karak?
Gothkarim.
Gothkarim. We need to go to Gothkarim. We believe that with them and House Brabazome, we will be able to push back one of the Eldari armies. and hopefully leaving the other one to be the only one to attack this city that will be reinforced from our forces from orbit and the forces that remain here. What say you, Lord King? And Aquilian would dip his head back down on his knee in deference to the king.
There is no need to bow. He kind of chuckles to himself. Please stand up.
Aquilian would stand up, puffing his chest out slightly as he matches his eyes to the king's.
We haven't had any problems with your traitors anymore. Thank you for what you did. He looks over your shoulder and looks at your prisoner. You have my trust, but we do not have many. It is best that we stay here.
Yes, my Lord King, and that is exactly what my proposition imposes. We will reinforce the city from assets from orbit while we train your forces here in how to fight and combat the Eldari. We will give you our trade secrets and how we fight the Xenos. On top of that, we still do require the Psychers. I must screen every last one of them. I need the most powerful psychic individuals you have for when we go to Goth Kareem. And if the Emperor is on our side, we will return with airships that will help further to combat the Eldari.
He squints and looks very serious. There is only one that I know of in the city. Hormuz the Mad. He is in prison. He looks a bit distraught. I don't know how much use he would be to you, but you may have him.
Willian would dip his head in deference to the king. My thanks, Lord King. One of the members of my team and Aquilian would shoot out a hand opening splayed gesture towards Commissar Reichardt, would be very well versed in preparing your men and the conscripts to fight the Eldari.
He will nod over his shoulder towards you, Commissar. And if we are forced to surrender you, we will do so.
In addition to this, do you have criminals?
His eyes sort of dart down and he looks up back at you with a clever smile. More than I would like to admit.
And they can be useful as well. The jailers can be their officers.
Very well. So Laura steps forward, sort of anticipating your next move. And what of your reinforcements? Do you have armored troops?
Yes.
When can we expect them?
Before the day is done.
We'll expect
We will see.
when they arrive.
He throws you a threatening glance.
We must turn this city into a fortress if we are to resist the Eldari. Their ways of ingress are multiple. They do not use the same modes of travel as us. And with what is happening on the planet, we believe that they'll be able to bypass some of our defenses. We must have a staggered defense along with a trench line outside of the settlement.
Once we get our forces down from orbit, I have at least 2 people that can turn this city into a fortress.
He just raises an eyebrow.
You may scoff. I am Cadian. I know what a fortress is. You do not.
I've defeated the Eldar before, and I will once again, with or without your help. If you wish to inquire about our tactics, speak with Katugan.
That sounds good, my king. We will also venture out to... And then Aquilian's going to shoot a glance over to Sam, almost giving him the eye of where we met a certain knight Galliant.
Ah, yes. Our savior. He has yet to show himself.
We have made an agreement with him. When our forces come down, he will join with us. In lieu of this, he has also given us access to go to his facility where he's located and to scavenge all the weapons and armor that we can. We will use this to bolster the defense here at Fort Charney and help further refine the fighting power and the structure of the city to better disrupt the Eldari's movements if they do launch an assault here. From the movements of both of the armies, we know the closest one is 6 days away from Goth Kareem, and if they are to sack that city, it would give them not only one, but two avenues of approach upon us, two fronts to fight on. This cannot be allowed.
The king sort of looks down at the ground and looks back up, draws breath. Then he walks forward, takes both of his hands and puts them on your shoulders. I admire your ambition. Remember one thing. Nothing ever goes according to plan.
That is true, my Lord King. But when the Inquisition is involved, everything goes according to plan. And anything that may waylay us shall be dealt with in a reasonable and prudent manner, as Aquilian flashes him a smile with a slight head nod.
If you do this, all my doubts will be removed. I trust you.
However, request one thing. Medicating to test every person that is going into the militia or the White Shields.
I have no idea what you just said. What does any of that mean?
Worry not about it, my king. We will...
Selora steps in front of the king. Enough of your blabbering. You've exhausted the king.
When the Eldari gets here, they will exhaust us all if we are not prepared for what is to come.
Show us proof of your prowess. Then we shall speak.
You wish me to show proof of our prowess?
Aquilian will reach into his satchel on his back underneath his cape and will pull out a bag, and he will turn the bag over, and anyone that has ever fought Eldari warriors would see multiple soul stones scatter across the floor.
They could have been collected from a battle.
No, these are from the warriors I've personally killed here on this planet. Striking scorpions.
So far you have occupied our holy temple. You've taken care of your own men. And you've done nothing to help us.
We have done much to help you. And with what we're about to do, you will be much stronger, able to resist not only the Eldari, but the other chaotic influences upon this planet that are here now and with us.
We shall see.
Our multitude.
I, for one, think this has been a Massive mistake, my king. He turns around.
Oh, perhaps we should just leave and exterminate the entire planet. Be done
Good
with it
luck.
in one good, swift strike.
Commissar Reichart, we seek to bring...
Is that a threat?
Yes.
Do a intimidate test.
Well, I'm going to re-roll that. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Success with 3 additional.
He flinches. You can see his eyes vibrate with energy. I see. So you're willing to go that far?
We are willing to go that far. We cannot allow the Xenos to succeed, which is why we need you. We cannot do this alone. Do you understand?
He kind of freezes for a moment as a slight one-sided smile. Kind of ironic. Of course. You may go about your business.
I'm gonna do an inquiry test if I can. See whether or not he is trying to hide something. Is that okay?
I mean, it's not hiding anything beyond what I said.
Okay.
Do I get a psychic presence from this individual, Solanus, that's talking to us?
Solanus?
Yes.
No, who's that?
The advisor to the king?
Solanus?
Correct.
Where'd you get that name from?
I thought that's the name you used for him when he was speaking.
Oh, no. Can you see the name on the screen?
Hold it, let me go down. Oh, it's Traga. Or is it... Solora. My apologies.
Right.
You're almost as good as with names as me.
Also, don't forget he's also his son, last time I checked, right?
Alright. Do you want to do anything else before you go?
He already agreed to bring... for us to get the prisoner psyker. Who was the commander he said to speak with?
Katgu Khan.
Katagutan. I will look up to the king. Our inquisitor will be making planetfall, and will come to see you personally to hope waylay the fears we may have startled in you. When he comes...
raises a single finger. There is something you should know. The other Inquisitor has already been here. I suspect he is somewhere in the castle. He is quite intimidating. He has a
Well,
slight smile.
Aquilian nods his head and says, yes, we will need to speak with him as well to hopefully reunify our fractured approach. But, my king, if we are not able to hold off the Eldari army marching on Goth Kareem, it will put the city in dire straits. When the rest of our forces make planetfall, they will begin helping with training the conscripts and the penal legionaries that will be pulled from the jail. Hopefully, with what we do, it gives the Eldari army pause to stop them from attacking, but it's best to be prepared that they continue on with their advance upon this city.
He nods slowly as his head slowly tilts towards the fireplace. Just know that if it goes too far, I will not hesitate to negotiate with the aliens, as I have before.
I understand, my king. We also wish to negotiate with the Eldari if possible, but we don't have a lot of time. If they attack Goth Kareem before we can get there, then it will be war.
We shall see.
Aquilian would nod his head. One more thing, my king, have there been a lot of missing people here in the city within the past year?
Some. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Aquilian would nod his head. Okay. Well, that is good then. With your leave, my king?
Thank you. I anticipate the arrival of your Inquisitor, and I look forward to speaking with him.
Of course. You will be the first person he sees when he makes planetfall.
You can do an intelligence test.
I'm going to spend a fate point to reroll that. Failure -2.
Alright. He's going to nod politely, turn around, and continue talking with Solora.
While we're sitting here amongst everyone, can I roll Psyniscience to see if I notice anything out of the ordinary?
Of course.
Success with 2.
There is a psychic presence coming from a crate next to the throne.
Aquilian would quickly look over, watching High King Xavier talking to Solora, and he will look back over to the crate. Does he see anyone else paying attention?
Pretty much the entire room is looking at you. All the guards in the room.
Aquilian would quickly look over to the High King, give a deep bow, and say, "My apologies for interrupting your conversation, but I feel something powerful coming from the wooden crate by your throne. Does it come from an object or a living person?"
Do a charm test. You get a -10.
-7. Please, if anyone else would like to step in and try and help, please, by all means.
Nah, you got this.
You have
Sam.
literally the most unsocial character doing social interactions that he is far above his pay grade.
You got this.
So, as my colleague said, is it a device or a person?
We've already said goodbye. This is getting tiresome. Shall we have the guards throw you out?
You could try.
We would. He's going
What
to
I believe-
point to a couple of the guards who walk up.
What I believe Aquilian may be alluding to is there may be someone who is an observer here, an observer that has been uninvited or otherwise may be manipulating this conversation. And he merely intends to investigate what exactly and from whom or what this device or being may be. With your permission, King Xavier. And
Xavier will
That's-
look over to Solora, and you can see his eyes sort of darting towards the ground. Everything is in order. We know exactly what the device does, and we do not need your assistance. Goodbye.
What exactly does it do?
Guards, you're gonna see a small group of guards surround you. In particular you, Commissar.
We are here to protect your planet.
You will not have the artifact.
We do not want the artifact. It just piqued my
Which-
interest
You know,
because it's,
Then leave it peaked and leave.
that is fine.
The guards look very agitated, ready to fight.
Sam leads the way out, giving a quick bow to the king first, and then giving Sir Laura some side eye and a raised eyebrow as he turns 180 and takes a few steps outward, waving everybody else over.
He will step into an empty hallway as all the guards have entered the chambers. Due to the drama, most of them are pretending like they're not paying attention. As soon as you turn around, they'll be like looking down at the ground, looking at their weapon, starting to talk to each other, trying to strike up a conversation. And you will enter this entirely dark and empty chamber. Pillars surrounding you, tall ceiling, marble floor. A single guard will walk across the floor and sort of stand at the other end, clear his throat.
Aquilian would give a deep bow to King Xavier. Thank you for all you've done, Lord King. And Aquilian would quickly depart. And as he leaves the room, Aquilian is going to do Synesience again. You would all see a golden glow come from his eyes. Success was 7. Do I notice anything else within the castle?
Yeah, definitely. There are at least 2 other psychic presences there. Traga will turn around, and he has the most devilish, shit-eating grin you've ever seen. You could just see sort of a quarter of his face and the side of his eye. He has a deep dimple as he slowly leans his head over his shoulder and smiles at you with the shark eyes.
Good day to you once again. If you would not mind, I still would like to talk to your Inquisitor. I have yet to grace his presence, and I believe we have much to talk about.
He will speak with you at his leisure.
I can understand that, but we are short of time, and his aid is necessary for us to complete this, and to collect all the puzzle pieces.
As you're talking, he has a hand on his microbead, and you see him listening to something in his ear. Then he looks at you, and he's going to do a single nod. And he's going to turn around and continue talking to the guard.
Aquilian would give him a nod back, and Aquilian would look over to Sam and say, "Let's go fetch our prisoner, and let's get to the relay beacon as soon as possible."
And
Agreed. Double time.
As what he called Rickard leaves what he called the room, after being surrounded by guards, what he called with his hand on his bolt pistol, will leave the room, and you'll actually see him visibly shaking with rage.
When Rick leaves the room, he just nods at the king and walks straight out.
With us heading off to the prison cells within the keep, Aquilian will quickly call back out to the guards that are standing outside of the throne room and say, "Y'all shouldn't be so malicious towards us. We may be fighting and dying against the Eldari together soon enough. You should welcome us as comrades in arms. But I understand your hesitance. We are not
the guards will completely disregard or dismiss this, claiming that they do have faith in you and are willing to give their lives for the city."
Aquilian would nod, and I will do my best to make sure that it is the Eldari that give their lives and take none of ours. And Aquilian would give them all a head nod individually before departing.
Awesome.
Say, if you're willing to give your lives to defend your city, join us. Join the Guard. Join the Imperial Guard.
A couple of the men will approach you, Commissar, and will ask questions about the guard, who exactly they are, how many, and so on. I assume you'll.
Numberless.
I'll assume you'll brag about the Imperial Guard to them, make them sound totally epic, and the Royal Guards will learn a little bit about.
Basically, the SAS to the SAS.
Alright, and you can do a willpower test, Quillian.
Is this the resist a psychic power?
Yes, it is.
Failure -1.
You can hear a voice. That goes. Go to the Alting. He awaits you.
He would get a thought back. I hear and obey. And Aquilian would quickly look to the group and say, "Continue to the prisoner and get him. I will meet you at the edge of the city, going towards the relay. It seems that the meeting will take place now. I will join you as soon as possible." And Aquilian would say this directly to Sam.
This meeting, perhaps it is better to have someone in tow. Should it be required, you may take Rick with you.
Aquilian smiles and says, "Perfect. Come along, Rick.
Alrighty.
Just in case something bad happens."
Well, if it does, something interesting will happen today.
Aquilian will smile and will proceed immediately towards the outer yawning.
Before Aquilian actually leaves, Rickard is going to come up beside him and go, "Aquilian, do you feel odd.
Aquilian will flash a smile and say, "Always," as he quickly departs with Rick in tow. "I will rejoin you soon. Worry not. Hopefully this talk goes well and benefits us."
Best of luck.
I like to think I make my own luck. And he'll give a head nod as he continues to depart. And as Aquilian would cross the threshold leaving this chamber, he will quickly call out to the group, "Remember, the Emperor helps those that help themselves."
The men look at each other confused and look back at you and give you a single nod. You know the way to the Alting, and it will be you and Rick,
Yep,
far as I understood.
Correct.
Awesome. You approach when you begin to feel a looming, threatening presence, almost like a foreboding feeling. As you enter the old thing.
Aquilian would quickly look back to Rick and say, "Best to take cover and prepare yourselves. There's no telling how this talk may go."
Yes, boss.
You will enter a giant hall. It is a beautiful, tall ceiling. You can see lots of scribes sitting around working and writing. A couple of emissaries from surrounding towns are standing around talking to crowds. You estimate there are about maybe 50 people in here in total. Otto, a person you've seen before, will step out as soon as you enter the hallways, and he can hear your footsteps. He's holding a giant plasma rifle. He sort of points it down at the ground in your direction, looking over his shoulder as you see Carius standing there. Carius is a tall, classically handsome, obviously been through a lot of rejuvenate treatments man in his late in his life, kept alive through psychic energy and genetic treatments. He has a dark blue chainmail-like material with gauntlets, a series of separate bands circling his sleeves, a silver design on his torso, and a square symbol on his belt with the Imperial Aquila. Heavy boots, a black cape, no weapons visibly. He looks very high-tech and intimidating. He stands up and walks across the floor and sort of makes a wide stance as you approach.
Do I get the feeling? Do I get a psychic presence from him just being near him?
Oh yeah, for sure.
From previous reports of the Inquisitor Icarus, is this him from his psychic spore?
You're not 100% sure.
Aquilian would walk up, give a deep bow. Well met. I see you also use the powers of the mind. Shall we converse there?
Well met, Aquilian. I've heard a lot about you. And you as well, Rick. Please, come closer.
Aquilian would look over his shoulder and give a head nod to Rick.
Alright. Don't try anything yet.
Do you say that out loud?
I say alright. I don't say that don't try anything.
As you approach, he's gonna sort of make a little gesture with his hand. You can see a couple of men by the door turn around and walk out. What can I help you with, Aquilian?
It seems that our unique organizations have been at loggerheads of late, and in the name of survival for both of our organizations on this planet, I hope that we can work together for the time being.
Of course, we expect nothing less. When can we expect to see your Inquisitor? We're dying to see him.
Do I get, can I inquiry that? Or scrutiny. Can I use scrutiny when he says dying to see him?
For what purpose?
Is there an ulterior motive to him saying that?
I mean, you would have to tell from his voice. He looks confident. You have to guess based on what he's saying.
Okay. Yes, he will be making planetfall before the day is out. And hopefully will be rallying the city along with the rest of the forces that come down to prepare it truly into a fortress.
Good. I won't get in your way. You have my word.
And another thing we should speak about, he looks around, sees the various people coming and going, and Aquilian would lean in closely and whisper, "There seems to be another presence upon the planet. Not human, not Xenos, but the others. We also seek to destroy them. I
am already aware. They won't pose a threat. We'll take care of it."
What's the timetable?
Weeks.
Have you located it yet?
We have indeed.
Do you need more psychers? Aquilian would raise his eyebrows.
We have all we need.
Aquilian would nod
Thank
his
you.
head.
You can see this burning intensity in his eyes. And this man looks a lot like the Carriers Road you've read about. But he looks much younger.
Have you caught any of the thieves yet?
Which thieves? The ones in the city?
The ones that stole the book.
It's been taken care of. What of the alien insurrection?
Our Commissar Reichart spoke about something being off. I have yet to catch a trace of their hideout or where they could be.
If you find it, let us know.
Aquilian will smile and say, we will, but we have something being brought down from orbit that will purge them with fire and fury.
I look forward to it.
Have you caught any of them?
He will look slightly confused. Caught any of whom?
The insurrectionists.
It is not our problem. We're focusing on the threat from within.
I see. Do you have any intelligence that would aid us?
I do indeed.
I would humbly ask you to share that with us.
Don't make contact with the navigator houses. We're working with them. We'll solve the issue. They'll be serving us soon enough.
And what of the Xenos in the city?
That is your problem.
Yes, but do you have any intelligence on them?
I assumed you did.
They are quite crafty, and I think from us making as much ruckus as we have, they've gone to ground. We will purge them out, but if you have no information for us, then I guess that's another loose end we'll have to chase down.
Do you know where they are?
We do not.
Then what have you been doing all this time?
Parlaying with the king to help this city ally with us. We need allies on this planet. We need the forces, the manpower.
Why are you spending your time becoming an ally with a local night world?
Askellon will smile and say, sometimes it helps to have the inhabitants on your side to help with the investigation.
Investigation? This is a full-scale invasion. We don't have time to make friends.
That is
I
true.
suggest you tell your Inquisitor to take control of the city.
I will let him know your thoughts.
Do that. Is there anything else?
If you would not mind, when you go to face the being, if you would not mind, I would like to join you.
Face the being.
Yes. The entity that lies within this world.
Oh, I'm not looking to come face to face with him.
Are you... well... how else would you destroy him?
A slight smile will form on his face as he pulls out a glow stick. We have our ways.
Askellon would nod, and I say, yes, just as mysterious as the ways we have against the Xenos, I am sure.
The walls of Eris.
It was good talking to you. I look forward to speaking to you again.
He has a slightly sarcastic smile. He gives a single nod to Otto, who lowers his weapon.
I believe we are done speaking for now. There are affairs we must get in order. Yourself included, I believe.
As you turn around, he's gonna raise two fingers sort of in a gun position and point to you. As he's pointing. The Inquisitor is coming tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. He will turn around and walk back to the table.
As Askellon is leaving the room, looking over at Rick, he's going to do Psyniscience again.
There's a slight psychic presence about him, but it is fading.
Can I do scrutiny that he may have been being controlled as a mouthpiece?
No, there's no way to discern that.
Yeah.
But I do feel the psychic power within him receding.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel any other psychic power in the room?
Yes.
Is it coming from another individual?
You're not sure. It's beyond one of the walls. On the second floor.
Do I get an exact feeling that I could pinpoint this within my mind?
It's something that's moving. Sort of in the other end of the room.
Quillian will quickly stop and call back over his shoulder. What is the quickest way to the jail within this keep from here?
There is no jail here. They keep them in the city.
I see. Quillian will nod, and the way they're exiting, is there an access way to the second floor?
You know there must be. I'm not sure you've been there.
This is our first time here. As Aquilian is walking away, he's going to quickly whisper to Rick. Do you spot a way to the second floor in here?
Do I do an awareness test to see if I see stairs?
Yeah. There are definitely stairs leading up.
Oh yeah, right over there.
Quillian will nod his head, and does he still see that Carius and the man holding the plasma gun are still looking at them?
At this point, they've almost left the room.
Aquilian will look to Rick and say, alright, let's double time it, and we'll begin taking the stairs 4 steps at a time, trying to get up them as quickly as possible.
Alrighty. You will run out of the room, Otto and Carius leaving the other door. As you run through these hallways, you pass servants and diplomats, sort of try not to push them away, running across statues, paintings, hallways in different colors. Suddenly, you will feel the presence in front of you somewhere, and I want both of you to do an athletics test.
So why are we doing a light jog in the morning?
Success with 2.
Success with 4.
I feel something. Something that is different from the other things I've felt. And it's moving.
Hostile or unknown?
You will see the back of Traga.
Oh, him.
When I've used my Psyniscience to fill out the psychic energy, is there anything that comes across that this isn't something that is human?
No, it's human for sure.
So I've felt no psychic presence within the keep that has been anything other than human.
You're not sure.
From knowing about Icarus's warband, would we have any information on Traga?
You don't have a lot of information about him now. I think this is the first time you're meeting him.
Just from his psychic presence, am I able to tell how powerful he is?
It's like regular psyker level. Not super powerful.
Okay. I will quickly call out from behind him. Thank you for the meeting.
You will start running away.
Well, ain't that suspicious?
Aquilian will smile as... 1 second. Oop, or block. Aquilian will begin to glow with a golden light shimmering across his skin. And Rick, you would see this billowing glow just start suffusing Aquilian across his whole body. You can see light coming out through his armor portions where skin may be showing almost like dolish. And as quickly as you see it spreading, you hear almost like a hidden as it just completely disappears, almost like it's been sucked into another vacuum, and almost like it's been sucked into the vacuum, completely gone. And you see Aquilian slightly hunch his shoulders as he takes a deep breath as his hands have come together, clasping, almost forming a double fist in front of him. And he releases it, and you hear an audible pop. And he looks to you and says, well, I guess we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. And you see Aquilian beginning to run.
Psych is always weird, as he just starts running, too.
Alrighty. Do another athletics test.
Success with 5.
Also success with 5.
You're gonna catch up with him. You can see Traga running through the hallways, bumping his armor into the wall, and trying to get down to the lower level.
How close are we? Are we like right on top of him, catching
Yep.
him? Or, like,
You're right behind him.
I try to grab him and pull him back to stop him from running.
Alrighty. Do a melee attack. So that's without the bonus from the weapon. It's gonna be a success. You grab his shoulders and stop him. Traga is going to turn around.
Whoa, stop running! We're not doing anything to you, I think.
Yes, please wait. I wish to speak some more.
He's breathing heavily, sort of leaning up against the wall. What are you doing here?
I feel that, and oh boy, he would see, and Rick, if Rick would look at me, would also see another golden glow transfuse my eyes.
Don't try it. He's gonna raise his warhammer.
Whoa. Where raises that turn?
As he raises it, the connection is formed.
You're gonna see him speak on his microbeat. Help!
As the connection is formed, does he resist it?
He does, and he succeeds.
He says, well, I guess we'll have to speak with words then instead of with our minds, where it's more easier to see that I'm telling the truth to you. But I see you are also a powerful psyker. Would your Inquisitor give you leave to accompany me?
He's breathing heavily, walking backwards. Are you insane? Never follow me again! You can see sweat pouring down from his forehead.
Aquilian would reach out a hand, almost like brotherly, saying, I need your help. One psyker joining us isn't enough. I need another.
You will not have it! I serve my master, no one else!
I do not ask you to serve me.
Breathes more heavily as he turns around and runs full speed away from you.
Aquilian would call out as he's quickly running away. If we aren't able to prevent what we know is coming, your master will be just as dead as the rest of us. Is that what you want?
He is gone.
Well,
Do I get the feeling he's at least heard my words as he was running away?
You think so?
Aquilian would just nod to himself. All right, Rick, that's enough.
well, you are bad at making friends, but we get the job done.
Aquilian will flash a smile and say, well, I'm a psyker. I don't have friends.
But you have me, acquaintance.
There we go, an acquaintance. But most shy away from me and what I am capable of, thinking that I seek to pervert the natural order of things. But come, we have wasted enough time here, and we have gathered very valuable information. Let us depart. We have much to talk we have much to talk about with the others.
True.
And
We had
unfortunately,
breakfast.
what did you say, Rick?
I said true, I haven't had breakfast yet. Let's go.
Quillian will flash a smile and say, yes, and when we get to the relay beacon, we shall have breakfast. Probably late lunch. Call it a brunch, if you will.
Looking down through one of the slits in the wall, you will see Carius standing there, looking up at you, and as you sort of in a brief second look down at him, he will immediately turn around, his cape flowing behind him as he leaves the room.
Quillian will smile to himself and say, well, that's made me the Inquisitor then. Come along, Rick. We have even further to run to catch up to the others than we did to catch him.
Awesome. Where do you all want to go?
We will be meeting the rest of the group at the outskirts of the city, heading towards the relay beacon, and I believe they are going right now to go grab the psychic prisoner.
Alrighty. I guess we can do the prisoner first. All of you. Well,
I was going to say what he called Rickard has, in the meantime, pulled out literally all the menial criminals it is, and they're all standing in the blazing sun. It says, "You have been enlisted in the 1st Askellon Penal Legion. You will dig, you will carry, you will provide, you will gain penitence. Despite being far from terror, his hand is on your shoulder and it is on your neck. We need your labor. The city needs your labor. Work and you will be freed."
many of the prisoners are shivering, malnourished, some of them insane, muttering to themselves. Some of them will sort of start asking when they will receive weapons and so on. Some of them look able-bodied. You have not collected the insane person yet.
No, I've not collected him yet. What do you call it? Their prison guards have been conscripted as officers, and they're basically a instruction corps.
Alright, do a pure influence test. You can also do a command test. Inside the jail, you will see these beautifully carved grotesques. Sunlight is starting to glimmer through all sides of this rectangular temple. It is pretty pleasing to look at. It's got these soft blue and gold paintings of historical events. And as you stand outside, you can see an unusual combination of market vendors and clerics in clear white togas. The guards carrying weapons, they look dirty. You can see they don't put their most important troops there. Some of them look very tired and a little overweight as well.
That's success with 5, by the way.
And an influence test.
And an influence test. Okay, no worries.
The mad guard, or the mad prisoner, is in a cell that you haven't been to yet. You walk around in the mud and sludge of the prison, opening door after door, and yeah. What do you do?
Well, it's influence with -2 at the moment. Command with 5 additional.
What do you do?
So essentially, he's just walking through, just shouting at people that are in the actual cells. What do you call, trying to G them up, and basically saying, essentially, without saying it, that you can either stay in these dark, dank cells where you'll never see the light of day again, or you can come out into the light, you can work, and you can potentially redeem yourself and save your soul.
Yep, every single prisoner will take that deal. Do you want to do anything else in the prison?
No, that's just, well, we're
Alright.
doing that, so gonna head off to the beacon.
Cool. Leaving the psychic prisoner behind, you will head out and go to the beacon. You will meet up with the rest of the group and wander back to where we started. Up this hill, sand whipping in your face, and you approach the beacon. What do you do?
So, should I walk forth again and get my ass kicked, or does someone else want to do it this time?
I'll do it this time. I'll show you how to not get kicked.
Well, I shall accompany you. See how it's done.
Askellon would quickly look around, trying to spot if he sees the prisoner.
Askellon, what is the problem?
Was there supposed to be a prisoner here?
No, this is the beacon.
Yes, perfect. But the psychic individual that y'all were supposed to grab.
They didn't tell us about it.
Well, too late now.
I told you to go to the jail and grab that prisoner.
No, you didn't.
I think he did.
Did I? Oh, shit.
Does one prisoner make a difference when we needed a multitude?
How many psychers are on this planet?
I think you misunderstand what the psyker was supposed to help me to do. I can't open. Oh, you see Aquilian just pinch the bridge of his nose and say, let's just hope the Eldar are open to a parley, because if not, we won't be getting a single airship out of Goth Kareem. Not now.
Well, being that we are just outside the city, we could always double back. It wouldn't take us much time at all.
Aquilian would quickly look down at his watch, his chronometer. Morton, how much time has passed?
A couple of hours.
Just a couple hours?
More like 4 or 5.
How much time would it take us to get back to the city and to get that prisoner?
Probably the rest of the day.
It would take us the rest of the day?
To get back to the beacon and everything, yeah.
Sam, my brother, I'm going to need you to woo these Eldari if we get a parley with them. We don't have enough time. We need to send the message to the Inquisitor, fill him in, and get the rest of our forces down here.
A look of utter disgust crosses Samuel's face as you say this. You think that parley is possible? You think that parley is not heretical? This is
We
not
are the Ordo
something...
Xenos. We have parlayed with aliens before to our advantage. Temporary allies.
True. My old
Perhaps
unit-
with...
And Commissar Reichart, you were correct. That cult is present within Fort Charney.
Perhaps with previous warbands you had attempted this parley and perhaps you had succeeded, but such things are...
Just actually say what he called to this, you'll actually see Rickard's face go white.
Please, Sam, continue speaking. Commissar Reichart seems to have gotten very scared upon the news that I've delivered to him. Please continue.
Reichart's response is correct. One should not, given other avenues, as he points to Reichart's bolt pistol, one should not choose to engage in such things when we are given other options.
Very quickly, Sam, if I may interject. Commissar Reichart, now with that suspicion of yours being confirmed, what do you think about allying with the Eldari as a means to survive?
Knowing what is on this planet, knowing what is coming, we need every last person or being armed. I would even stand beside an orc. Have any of you ever fought what is coming?
Aquilian would flash a smile and say, no, this would be my first time, and I look forward to it.
I fought one. Almost killed me.
Really, Rick? Where'd you fight it at? What planet?
Ah, yes. We were guarding an important governor, and a lictor, I think that's what they call him, showed up. A lot of people died. Very bloody.
Yes, they're sneaky.
Say what you will, but the last time that we were here, we fought alongside a knight, a noble warrior who alongside us, we had faced warlocks commanding colossi. We had faced an invisible assassin who tore through our ranks. These things are not things that I would easily forget.
And
If you believe that communicating with these filth,
with due respect, Sam, they are thinking creatures. This is something on a different level. If it is coming, what I think is coming,
it will be nothing less than the death of us all and the consumption of this very planet.
we need every single person able to hold a gun.
a vein on Sam's left temple starts to throb. He turns his face and spits onto the ground. If you believe this to be the best way forward, at best you're radicals.
There is nothing radical about survival, especially against that threat.
Sam, Aquila, and Ricard, you get inspiration points.
And Sam, you have said do whatever needs to be done.
And
I'm
we
a
also
pragmatist at heart, but when it comes to issues like this, it's very difficult for me to turn to these Xenos and treat them as equals in this endeavor.
Who said we treat them as equals?
You're assuming too much, Sam.
But to
We just
parlay
treat
As
us,
equals, they are Xenos. We are human. But, unfortunately, we do not have the numbers. And that is what this fight needs, the numbers. We do not have the guard, the teeming billions behind us. We will lose.
It's Tyranids, Sam. It's the damn Tyranids. And we don't have a fleet in orbit. We don't even have a movable fleet in orbit.
As
We
you
can't
say
hide
that,
them.
above the whistling sand and these orange clouds above you, you can barely make out these explosions happening somewhere in space above you. Small lights sort of glimmering, and then almost like this distant thunder noise.
All right, we've spoken enough. Get on the relay now.
Indeed.
And
Inquisitors must be down here now. It is the safest place.
What do you want?
Aquilian will quickly walk up to the relay, and does Aquilian notice anything strange about this relay? Does it look like it's human tech?
Hard to say. It looks alien, strange.
Sam will also step up to the relay and see if he can distinguish whether it's operable by his hand or if it would require something special.
Absolutely.
Be looking up at the sky and seeing if there's any discernible sort of trails coming in.
Yep, lots of people have been here recently too. Do a Commodore Telepathica. -50. Anyone try to understand the beacon?
Yeah, Scholastic Lore plus 10 to anyone that can do it.
Okay, so that makes it a minus 40. Come on. Oh, wait, no. Infused. Common.
Rick is just scratching his head looking at all these buttons.
It looks like an alien structure that has been tacked on with a bunch of rubber and radar dishes and strange stuff sort of spun around it.
I'm going to
You
use
can,
inspiration.
again, you can see these distant mountains behind you. You can see
Oh, wait.
ships flying above.
Cancel.
Far.
Success with either 10 or 11. I forget.
Oh, that is a minus 50 roll, Samuel.
Success with either 5 or 6.
Right. Do an Archaeotech test, minus 20.
I'll assist you with that.
Minus 20, you said?
So you got. So you should have 10.
Minus 10.
Or 10.
Okay. Minus 10 plus. 1 sec. Okay, so that's a net 20.
Alright.
5 degrees of additional.
So Sam, whatever this is, so you're giving yourself a plus 20, it's minus 20?
That's correct. I have scrub or scribe tines and cerebral implants for this.
Alright, well, you succeeded anyway. Whatever this was has been turned into an amplified psychic beacon. It uses psychic energy latent in the device itself, and you're not 100% sure what the device is, but someone has attached Archaeotech that you don't quite understand to it, and it's able to pierce through the warp distortion with the equivalent of an astropath message, basically decoding the psychic message being sent by the beacon, and through that it's able to transmit a voice that you speak into this microphone.
As my right bionic, as my right bionic arm unfurls a little bit, the hands are going to pop open. The individual tines are going to pop out of the fingers, and the joints are going to unfurl similarly. And as I scan the bits of Archaeotech and read what exactly their function is, going in between the cracks and the crevices, I discern this meaning and I say to the group, to the warband.
Yeah. What do you want?
I believe that this augment allows us to pierce the veil, so to speak. And it's able to circumvent the traditional boundaries of what the warp would do in
What do you need?
in blocking messages and transmissions outside of it.
You got it.
Are you saying this is a psychic construct?
You got it. Anything else? You got it.
And
Anything else?
it is entirely
Anything
possible,
else?
but I don't know the
Whatever
exact
you need,
mechanism by which it acts.
Anything else?
However, it does appear to
Anything
be
else?
able to do what I had
Do you
just
want
described.
anything else?
Aquilian would nod his head and say,
Anything else?
should I try to put some juice in it?
It's nice to hear from you again.
Does it work by psychic phenomena or psychic action?
You used this device before, you're aware of that, right?
Yep.
Yes, but not in this way.
All
Yeah,
right.
this is a little bit different.
So ask the question again.
So are we able to use the device in this kind of way in order to communicate with the Inquisitor in order to... And would it require a psychic component in order to get it going, or can we just simply use it?
Yeah, you can use it.
Okay, then I will access the panel. Yes, go ahead.
You realize that the second we turn this on, it is like turning on a light in a dark room.
Aquilian will slowly reach out a hand, pressing it against this device that isn't covered with the archaeotech, and will begin pushing his power into it. Closing his eyes, he will begin speaking out with his mind.
Aquilian,
Like
stay your hand for a moment. We need to compose exactly what we intend to send into the ether. For as Reichardt had...
He has already expanded his mind. It is done.
And Aquilian sends a thought, almost not to a particular individual, just a thought that screams out from his mind, and all it is tyrannid, 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 and then pictures of flashes of these vile creatures begin flashing through his mind as he touches this, sending it up and out. And then Aquilian will open his eyes as his hand comes back from it.
We have created a lighthouse.
Sam, I do think that you do need to compose the message we are going to send the Inquisitor now. He needs to bring down all the forces that we can muster, including the Death Watch. They need to burn out whatever part of the cult is still within Fort Charney.
If you bring down the 39th Iona Division, recalled, there is 2 commissars that I am acquainted with. Their friends, I will burn it out.
Very good.
Well,
I will be the scribe as everyone puts in their requests and demands for our message. And I'm going to lay my right hand out as we type away at exactly what we require. If we could go ahead and type in the voice chat exactly what we require, and then we can go ahead and do so.
Yeah, or just say it. I mean, you don't have to do it in character.
Aquilian will, almost whispering into your ear as you're typing away, heavy ordnance, any vehicles that would survive transit and that could be repaired on the field, mines, barbed wire, every available man that wouldn't be needed able to defend the ship. We might not even survive what is to come.
Absolutely everything.
All of our weapons,
Matter.
along with all of the Eldari artifacts, we have taken all the soul stones, their armor, the constructs we took from Cirrus Magnus. We can use that to parlay with the Eldari here upon this planet.
Alright, let's do one thing at a time. First, you were asking for a bunch of utilities, barbed wire, the equipment. What else? Ordnance. Let's do that. You can do a group influence test. Everyone can do an influence test.
Ooh.
I'm going to spend an fate point to reroll that influence.
You can do that.
Likewise. Go with inspiration.
Oh, success with 2.
That's a failure for me.
So that's a -2 from Brad, -1 from Teve.
Yep.
If y'all got fate points, please use them. We need to succeed on this.
I'll spend one of mine,
Success
yeah.
with 2 for me.
Nice, Rickard. You know some people in the Monitorum, probably.
Does
Try
anybody need a
again.
repoint or nah?
No, you haven't rolled yet, Rick. Go ahead and roll, and then if you don't get it, use that fate point. This is that important.
Oh, what are we rolling? Because my thing timed out and I just reloaded.
Influence.
Oh, okay.
So you got a -2, -1, +2, and then -3. So we got a -4 so far. Not looking good.
All right.
This was a
use the
mistake.
My man, I have barely any influence. That's why I was like, oh.
If you got an inspiration or a fate point, use it just to re-roll, just to see.
Yeah, I got one inspiration since
Hey,
I never.
Doc.
Wait, does it carry over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
course.
I got one then. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Look at that.
So you're at -2 right now.
That's a Rickroll, so to
Okay.
speak.
Rickroll.
I'm gonna
I
reroll.
have to kill this guy now. I can't let you make these choices.
Sam, you can take my inspiration if you want.
He rerolled already.
I already rerolled
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the worst.
Okay, well, since I'm the only one left, I guess it's mine. For reroll, I'm gonna use a faith.
Mm-hmm.
Here goes.
Oh my god, you suck.
There it is.
Does that cancel out?
Guys, you're gonna open up the comms and you're gonna send this long request and you're all talking over each other. Suddenly, like, Askellon comes on the line. It's like, don't forget about the barbed wire, the hatches. They need shovels. And at the end of it, like, the guy from the Monitorum is just like, it's unclear what exactly you're requesting. Just move on. They have standard gear with them. This is the Imperial Guard. They know what they're doing. Trust us.
When I did the Tyrannid, did most of the people on the planet receive that message?
Yeah. What is the next thing you wanna request?
Sorry, just whenever he went Tyrannid, I'm assuming that only went to Imperial.
It only makes sense to Imperial and Eldar. Yeah.
No, it was to every individual. It was just a general broadcast.
Oh.
Everyone will be aware.
The king and everyone else.
Do they know what it is? Oh wait, no, we told them. Never mind.
Okay.
They just don't know who the sender is.
And Rex.
Yeah, aside from that, we just need to drop off the rogue trader Galenus to the Inquisitor here.
Yes. In the
Alright,
message
anyway.
too. In
And
the
then we need to
message,
speak with Brabazon.
Sam, let the Inquisitor know that the city is safe enough for him and our forces to come down, and that they need to bring every able-bodied man that can be spared. We will need to train and fortify the city against both potentially the Eldari and for sure against the Tyranids.
You're asking this.
Quilly.
We have to have some. Quilly.
You say you fought against the Tyranids before without void superiority. We lose.
Yes, and that is why we must fight it on the ground
What's the
and hold
safety
out
factor?
long enough to hopefully retrieve what we are looking for and on top of that, hope that when we retrieve what we are looking for,
Entire battalions.
whatever,
What's your
and he
profit?
just gestures
What's your
towards
confidence
everything
factor?
around them, is causing this field to be
So you
deployed,
want
is also
entire
destroyed
battalions.
with it.
What's your confidence
That way we
factor?
may be able to escape, at least with that.
They're gonna come back on the comms when you request a lot of troops.
So you want entire battalions. What's the safety factor?
You can all basically say how many or how high of a percentage of the total troops do you want them to send?
Can I ask, what is the safety factor?
You would know that. Basically, you can just make it of a 1 to 10. What do you report as the safety factor for this planet? On a scale of 1 to 10.
I say for the city.
10 being more safe.
I see like the city probably like 8 or 7. Outside of that, there's
A
outer
1.
arms roaming.
Outside of that, a 1.
So I would say if they're asking for the city we are currently in, yeah, I would say an 8. Including a gene stealer cult that the Death Watch will need to be employed against to root out.
So 10 is the most safe.
Right.
1 is the least safe. So if it's more of a dangerous situation, then it would be lower, not higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a 4.
Cool. As you request troops, which squads do you want of the Imperial Guard, Sisters of Battle, and Death Watch, and where do you want them deployed?
I'd say for the Imperial Guard, we either need Kriegsmen or Cadia because they're good at defending. Cadians.
Mm-hmm.
For Sister Battles, I don't know much about their orders, so I can't say anything
okay,
about them.
right.
Where on the planet do you want them deployed?
Fort Charney. We need all available forces that we can muster employed to Fort Charney to fortify the city.
Okay. You can all do another influence test. And who was leading this request? Who's speaking to the ship?
I'm gonna say Sam if it's about to be a fellowship.
Yeah, that would be Sam.
Sam, do a Tactica Imperialis test.
Assist with.
I'll assist you with that.
You're explaining the situation, the safety factor. You've all sort of gathered around and discussing this. As you report it back to the ship, you try to draw an image of what you want the troops to do.
Sorry, is that a scholastic or common or?
And how plausible it is.
It's a
sorry.
It's a scholastic.
Yeah, scholastic.
Scholastic roll. Okay, I don't believe I have that. So
You have infused knowledge?
I've infused knowledge, script hands, and
Infused knowledge would cover that.
yep, I have good bit with
10
that. So
for me.
plus 10. Okay, so I have a total of net 50.
Sick. You can all.
Success with 6 degrees.
Very nice. You can all do an influence test with a plus 10.
Do we have to?
Yep.
Oh,
Unfortunately so.
Okay, it's
Ooh.
it's a bar.
Look at this.
Look, I just got one with plus 10.
The only
Okay,
provides.
Okay, this is looking so good. This is okay. Use a fate point, brother. We can't take no negatives.
okay, fine. I'll use a fate
So,
point. Don't
Wait,
worry
hold
about
up,
the
hold
major.
up, hold up. Pause,
No, that's good. That's good. Keep it that way.
I have a 26, my man. I ain't
Plus
getting much
3.
higher.
Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. I think we can ride this.
7 degrees of success. Has everyone rolled? Oh, I see. Okay, I see your roll there, Sam. Yeah, great. So, with 7 degrees, you're going to make a strong case for all of the troops you need and how you need them deployed. so we went through some groups, right? So the more different groups you request, the fewer units there will be in each one, and the less overall effective that will be. Which groups do you want? Imperial Guardsmen, obviously.
Imperial Guardsmen, the Death Watch, and the Knights.
What do the rest of you think?
I agree with the Imperial and Death Watch. I don't know about the Knights. That seems more of a, like, hit him in the back while we do a siege.
You can all... No? Go ahead.
The Imperial Guard.
You can also attempt to request Lemon Rust tanks. It's not certain that they won't just be buried in the sand, but you can certainly try.
Well, we'd have troops on hand to dig them out.
So you can go Knights, Death Watch, Guardsmen, Sisters of Battle, Kriegsmen.
I want... Essentially, if I was going to go with 4, it's Knights, it's Sisters of Battle, Ogrins, and Guardsmen.
Okay, that's very different.
Okay, so here's my thought on that. We have a Gene Stealer cult that we're going to need the Death Watch to root out and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he put Death Watch in there, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you have 5, maybe 5, Space Marines.
Yeah, that's it. That's all of them. That's 5 of them. Yeah. A kill team.
Mm-hmm.
My one vote is for the Death Watch. We at least, bare minimum, need the Death Watch on this planet.
I'm sorry, I don't rate Space Marines. It is I think they're very pinprick, and this is not what we actually need here.
No, oh my gosh. Okay, so what would you send against a Gene Stealer cult then?
Hold on one quick second. Let's take a quick pause here while we
take your time.
discuss this.
Yeah, take your time. Auto character, whatever you want. This is important.
Okay. So the time's not ticking by as we talk about
No. This is
like, hey, yo, day passes as you talk about this.
This is relevant for the entire rest of the mission, so take your time.
And also bear in mind, I know everyone else wants Space Marines, so I'm actually taking the position of not wanting Space Marines.
They're expensive specialists, basically. Really expensive. Relative to how many you get, obviously.
Space Marines are expensive. Death Watch are uber expensive because specialist Space Marines.
Yes, and who better to train or help train this populace after they root out the Gene Stealer cult? Who better to prepare?
They don't
people
do training.
No.
Yes,
they won't train them.
Yes, they do.
They are.
No, they won't.
Death Watch deals with Xenos. They don't really do human type things.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Tyranids are
A Space Marine will do whatever the damn God Emperor needs him to do. If the God Emperor said to stand on your fucking head, they're gonna stand on their fucking head.
That's true, Doc. But they're specialists. They're specialists in killing Xenos. They're not specialists in training people to kill Xenos.
It's the education that they can provide to the soldiers that will help them survive in battle.
They won't.
Oh my god.
That's the problem. They won't. They are...
another group you can request is Sicarians, obviously.
The what?
Sicarians. You have a small group of Sicarians.
What are those? I actually don't
They
know.
are special search and destroy units.
If you want trainers, you want people that are going to train people. Let's go for 20 Scions or Sisters of Battle.
Okay, so I'm just like thinking prudently here. Gene Stealer cult. There's obviously going to be Gene Stealers. What do you think the average guardsman is going to do against a Gene Stealer? What do you think the average Tempestus Scion is going to do against a Gene Stealer?
Kill 'em.
We don't even know their numbers yet. This could be a cult that could be 20 or 30, or it could be a couple hundred or a couple thousand.
And we want to send 5 Marines
They're
in?
going to set it to auto, and they're going to go.
Hey, Morton, didn't the other Inquisitors say that he already dealt with that, or am I thinking wrong?
No, that was the chaos element.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Let's draw the line. What do we want right now? For what reason are we calling? Have we established a front line yet? A frontline force yet?
We haven't, but I want Imperial Guard. I want Sisters of Battle. I want.
I think we can only ask for one specific force.
I want.
No, you can ask for as many as you want, but the more you ask, the less of each you get.
I want armor, and what it called. Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna step out of this conversation. I'm gonna let you guys decide, and I'll work with whatever y'all decide.
Oh no, dude, no.
No. We all get input here.
You can also request psychers, obviously. Psychers.
This will just be faster if you guys decide.
Yeah, I think it's better if you are included in this because I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, so the whole thing is, if we succeed, I've already sent out that, Tyranids are coming, Tyranids are going to be here. I think that's going to behoove the Eldari to want to work with us more. If we bring down the fucking soul stones that we took from that Cirrus Magnus army, that would make a really good case for parlay. They would get those back. They help us. They also help us translate the book or figure out the missing piece we need, because we know we need an Eldari to do that.
Okay.
That's one component. So we'll have the Eldari more than likely on our side for the fight. So here's the thing: we got to think. It's Tyranids. I just don't. Yeah, a fucking Tyranid swarm. When has Last Guns ever beaten Tyranids?
It's held them back, but never
Always.
It's held them back.
Okay, y'all are like literally telling me always, as every instance of there ever being Tyranids, it was Titans, Knights, Space Marines, anything that was basically not fucking biologically human, killing the shit out of them.
Okay, but you're trying to send 5 guys against a swarm.
My dude.
Instead of 1,000.
That 5 guys are gonna stop a swarm.
No, that's not. Oh my gosh. You guys thought I just wanted the Space Marines to fight the coming Tyranids? No, I just want the Space Marines to root out the Gene Stealer cult in Fort Charney, so that's eliminated, so that's finished.
What the
Stop. There are a certain group of people specialized in rooting down cults and such things. Do you know what they're called? Acolytes of the Inquisition.
We don't have fucking time, Pep. We don't have fucking time, you fucking motherfucker. We don't have the time to do it.
Fucking you don't send soldiers to do investigations, Doc.
Oh wait,
we don't want to investigate the Gene Stealer cult. We want it eradicated. We want the Gene Stealer cult non-existent.
Hey, Morton.
Yeah.
What type of high fleet is this? A splinter?
Let
me.
Can I just hear his question? What are you saying?
I said, is this a splinter high fleet, or do we not know? Is it a full high fleet, or do we just not know that?
Oh, you haven't. The only thing you've seen is the initial scouts and some signs of gene
if
fuckery.
It's splinter, we might live, but if it's a high fleet, we're dead. No matter what we do, we're dead if it's a high fleet.
You alone obviously wouldn't be able to fight it.
Yeah, we'd have to hold out for like months for somebody to come in and rescue us. So hey, that ain't gonna live.
Yeah, you're. So just using basic logic and knowledge about this race, you know that it's like holding off a dam, right? You're building a dam to hold off a flood. That's your goal. and you just need as many people as possible, or as properly specialized groups in the right places.
Okay, Morton, I got success with 5 additional on a Forbidden Lore Xenos Tyrannid. Tell me, brother, what's happening?
You reach into the warp and you see them. You see their big, throbbing, gigantic.
Skulls.
You know what I'm saying?
Bulging bellies waiting to be filled.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The
nah,
only
that ain't gonna
problem
work
is-
on them. I mean, we only seen scouts. You can actually look to the warp, see what happens when you look at Tyranids.
Yeah, but the only problem is
There's probably terrible things coming. Terrible things.
You can feel it.
You feel it in the air.
say,
You can feel it
Just gonna
coming.
now you can feel them looking at you.
Yeah, order it in priority too. That's great. Whenever you guys agree.
Yeah, I'm just putting up a list for Vilk
Right.
stuff.
So-
forgot
I can
to-
list the full.
Yeah, list the full thing for Vilk
Alright.
stuff so people can just see everything and vote on
I
it.
can do that.
Which
I can do
one
that.
wins.
So, Psychers would be ineffective against the Tyranids.
Yeah, that one I'm just putting there
Yes.
because it's an option. That one we're not actually gonna use for now. Psychers get
I'm gonna
nerfed to
be
hell.
honest
so-
with you. What do you call it? It's gonna be people.
Yeah, we need to fortify the Imperial. We need to think this is a Terra when it's getting sieged. We're gonna fortify to hell.
It's people and las guns and flak armor, and that's it.
So, the more units we bring down, the less powerful they'll be.
The more diverse units. If we bring down like 2 things, they'll be equally spread. But if we bring down, the more different types of units that we bring down, the weaker it is.
You can also order it in prior importance.
Ah, true.
Okay, so here's my question: How do we Is it like, man? Is there a way to circumvent that with them dying?
Like letting them die, then we get more people. At least
As
they
fucked up
die.
as that- like, tell me the scaling you're talking about, Morton, so I get a better realistic feel. Like, it should. It's
They're
like,
gonna
are we
keep.
be-
They're gonna keep enough troops on the ship to survive any kind of boarding, any kind of attack, and to be able to launch a real invasion. This is just for the defense of the city.
Yep.
And they're probably not going to send everything they have, so it's going to be scarce. But we're talking in terms of Imperial Guardsmen, hundreds and hundreds of men. Yeah, it's not going to be like 2 groups or something. It's going to be
Okay, so
hundreds and
here's-
hundreds of people.
Okay, so let's think about what the ship can't be.
And I have the exact numbers in challenge rating, so each of the different groups will be separated into challenge rating, and then
Okay, so let's.
You
What-
go ahead.
Okay, so let's think about what units on our ship can't be employed to defend it, and we take those units first.
Armor probably doesn't work because it gets stuck in the sand.
What about you? Well, the armor, we can honestly dig that out, get it into position, and just use that. So if we created a trench line outside the city, we can pillbox the armor units to be entrenched along the trench lines for
Sorry.
immediate fire support.
You have to actually remember that
Go ahead.
everything coming down is nullified and
Oh, yeah,
crashes.
Yeah, the technology screw up thing. I forgot what it was called.
The exception, it's true. What is that is true. The exception is the Lemon Rust tank. It's a purely mechanical, extremely durable piece of technology. That is the only thing that has a chance of being dropped from orbit and still surviving.
We don't necessarily need the engine to run as much as we.
As far as I know, Limit Rust doesn't work on any kind of reactor core at all. It's like internal combustion engine.
Yeah, it's literally internal physical energy.
Yes.
No weird tech stuff. Literally just like a big.
Right. So what it called? If it's like the internal combustion engine, it's fine.
Yeah. High tech stuff does not work here. Low.
Be right back. You can keep discussing among yourselves.
But the knights we have are archaeotech, so they'll survive the transit.
Well, then we can bring down tanks and dig them in, and basically have them dug in, hull up, and just boom, 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 boom.
You see, you do know Tyrannus can go underground, right?
Yep.
There's only a big unit that's meant for burrowing under and
many different Tyrannids.
Yeah, actually, it usually sounds like a wave of little ones. Then it's like, oh, that's your stuff. Builds a thing to counter it.
Well, that's why we need to set up a minefield.
Why?
Nah, Tyrann, whatever. The first wave is going to be the easiest one. That's for sure, though.
Yeah, they're not gonna bury with like the whole thing about it is the city too. We need to fix like Promethean pipes to pour out of the city to hit them whenever they come up. But it's like is the city on like bedrock that they can't burrow through, or is the city sitting on sand?
No, it's on sand and dirt.
Oh my god!
Stay on the walls.
Okay, so what about Goth Kareem since it's on the mountain range? Is that bedrock underneath it?
Nah. Same thing.
Oh my... Is there any city on this planet that is like...
Yeah, they're all dead.
You said what?
Everybody else dead.
Man, this fucking cult is very efficient.
Let's just hope that they don't use the the things that go underground for at least a bit.
You keep talking about the cult, but you're aware that the Eldari have like killed almost every human on this planet.
Oh yeah, this is the only city left. Yeah. Everybody besides the like outposts of the houses, but everybody else is dead. Literally, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Goth Kareem isn't yet, and they're our closest neighbor.
Yeah, I said outposts. Yeah. Cities. They ain't no other city.
Oh my god.
Wait, hold up, pause. So we know for a fact the rest of the cities on this planet are dead cities?
Yep. Dead as hell. Dead as can be.
Oh man, I was thinking we're gonna have to like do like a fucking
this is not a worldwide
USO tour to all the cities. Never mind, we're at the last fucking civilization of mankind.
They murdered them all. The Eldar killed all of them. Then the city said, "We surrender! We surrender!" Anyway, yeah. So what are we deciding on? Because we need to get this sorted real fast. A state one is definitely Imperial Guard. Those
you don't need to rush.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, I don't waste time needlessly, but
yeah.
Okay, so what do y'all think about?
Going to be on the list is the Imperial Guard, though. That one we can't get rid of.
Okay, so we they can't use the tanks in orbit. Are they able to use knights on the ship?
Each force will have advantages, special things they can do, resistance. Yeah, be good at different things.
Okay, but knights can't be utilized on ships for defensive measures, can they?
No,
they're literally in
okay, so let's bring down all the units that for sure can't be used in the void. That way, we kind of somewhat circumvent. I don't even know, because they won't even send us the full force of it, will they?
Depends how many different types you're bringing in.
Well, have you ever actually heard about how large these things are? So they can actually use knights on these ships.
Martin, how many knights does the ship have? Or
I think you have one knight with you.
Okay, one knight in
negative.
The ship.
We have two.
We have one knight on. No, we don't. We have one on ground.
And one in the ship.
No, we have two on the ship. We have the one. Yeah. You guys remember we already had. Oh, never mind. Constantinius died.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean we only have the knight that I requisitioned from?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, one night only.
Yeah,
And
from
if we get
the
the
Aventine
night value,
mission.
yeah.
Okay, I say we go ahead and bring the knight down. There's only one.
Nights do cost a lot though.
Yeah, it's like equivalent of hundreds of guardsmen.
Yeah, and the fuel. Nah, no, I'm not bringing up logistics because you might use that to destroy us. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason.
Don't worry, knights have bottomless ammunition trade. They don't run out of ammo.
Oh, thank God.
Avi, you were the one that killed our second. Doesn't matter.
Counterpoint, he killed himself.
That is a correct counterpoint. Okay, so I vote for bringing down our soul knight. And then do y'all?
It's a good mobile. No. It's a good mobile unit. I recommend it.
We don't have pilot.
We do have a pilot.
It came with a pilot. Pilot.
Yeah, don't worry. I did my homework to make sure that was a full deal. So we're gonna bring down our one knight. Does everyone agree on that at least?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, that's a freebie.
Okay, that's our one freebie that we for sure can't be used for defense of the ship.
Just a heads up, you're gonna have to find a power source for him.
That's
it's
cool.
Not that good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The knight that we helped earlier on this mission, he has another knight that's sitting there. We can cannibalize that suit for another power source. We also might, depending on the state of his suit might be so badly damaged for its armaments, he might switch to the other knight that's in the place that he's in, and we can salvage the power unit out of that knight for ours. Possibly.
Good work.
And you sure that knight that we got from Aventine wasn't Archaeotech? Because that thing was there for a really long time.
Go check my notes if there's anything special about it. Let's see.
They said that they've hidden that knight away for a very long time because of
It is true. I remember that.
It was for their insurrection if they needed to overthrow, I guess, the governing body at the time.
Yeah, I just need to see the lore about that group. Because we're proper nerds there. Nah. No, I think they were using, they weren't like using exhaust pipes and coal and shit. No.
Yeah, more than likely now.
So not Archaeotech?
Not that Archaeotech, no.
But Archaeotech.
Not
Depending
high
on the
enough
definition.
tier where not high enough tier where the field wouldn't do something to it.
Yeah, that's right.
So just to be clear, we're still going to need to get that power source for it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so what do y'all think now about having to cannibalize one of the other knights to get a power source for it? Are y'all still good?
Do we have enough time to make it there and bring it?
So here's the thing. Whatever forces we bring down, they're going to come with us to the Knight Obituator's place. And between you being a tech priest, the Knight Obituator, and our forces, we're going to have them bring back a bunch of that tech back to the city.
And can we make it in time?
We can. So here's the thing. At this point, if we have a successful parlay with the Eldari, we save Goth Cream, we get the airships. If we arrive a little bit too late, Goth Cream's going to be under attack. The plan was to use Psychers that we were supposed to get the one psyker that we could have possibly gotten from Fort Charney, I was going to use him as basically as an extended power battery to open up an Infinity gate that was large enough to get the airships through back to Fort Charney, but that's no longer on the table. So it's either we get there and parlay with them. Yeah, so it's either we get there and parlay with them and succeed, or we get there a little bit late, fight through the city to the airships, and then we just hope we can get one off the ground and away in time.
Yeah, no, not so that to prove I'm not cheating. The Firebrand base where you got the knight, it says their ancestors arrived out of Internan. They settled on Core Theta and Serix Magnus, and then they were a part of an expedition from Serix Magnus, and a small base on Aventine ran out of supplies. Then they were abandoned by the Mechanicus. So they would have had reactor cores.
So yeah, they were totally not worth.
No.
I don't know if we spend the resources to bring down a thing that probably could slow us down.
Yeah, true enough.
If it doesn't work out, I don't think the night is a freebie no more.
Yeah, I thought it was more than one night, but since it's only one night, I kind of lose the value to me for that night, and especially with you have to go cannibalize another one over there and bring it there and fix this one. And we have one night that we can just call over if he agrees this time.
He's already agreed. We're bringing down our forces, so that seals and finalizes that agreement. That's for sure a done deal.
So we have at least one night, even if we don't call in this one, which gives us more room to get other.
True, but here's the kicker: we could be trading up. So we could get one night for sure that's going to fight with us. We could bring this one down because I don't think, because his knight wasn't destroyed when we had left. It was badly mauled, but I don't think his reactor, whatever he's using as his power source, was messed up during the fight. But it had fucking blown off like weapon systems and everything. But maybe he was able to repair it with all the tech he has back in his facility. So there might be a whole night just sitting down there that we might need just a pilot for.
We'd have to call him for that. Wait, can we reach him with the radios on this planet?
Yeah, you have before.
Oh, okay. So we could call him and be like, "Hey, are you repaired? So does that other night need a pilot?"
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be at. Wait, can we call him now, or is that gonna?
No. We're gonna decide what we're gonna bring down first. We're gonna implement that, then we're gonna contact him, and
all right.
If his suit still survived and he repaired it, and there's the other suit that's empty that's ready to go, we can further request that night pilot to get sitting down. That's real easy, I feel like, for them to do.
Yep.
Okay. I'm looking at the numbers. Is there any other units we're missing? You said Caesarian, the vehicles? Right, Morton?
That's pretty much everything.
Okay. That's everything on the list. So I'm assuming we're not taking Skitarii, Abhumans, none of those, right?
Skitarii would be...
Skitarii. I'm gonna search that up. I still want to see what these guys look like.
I think those are still Skitarii, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a type of Skitarii. You got them on the assault on the craft world.
How many of them are left? Do we know that reasonably?
More than you're gonna get.
Damn it. What if they're the only force we bring down? Do we get all of them?
Yeah, for sure.
Can we have that? You don't want to give us that number, do you?
You wouldn't know the exact
I've
number.
actually heard about these guys. These guys have very nice knives. I want to take one of them.
Yeah, they're pretty badass.
Yep, the nano folding knives that cut even more as they cut you.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Damn, I wish I could have requisitioned one of those. That would have been fun.
You can.
I'm going to fit. My influence is 26. I'm failing.
So we bring down the Death Watch, you're probably going to get the full kill team.
Yeah, it's only 5 guys. Yeah. Also, not gonna bring down like, hey, here's 2 Death Watch. What about the other 3? Don't worry about them.
No, it's gonna be very costly, of course, but you will get the 5 guys.
They're worth like 100 humans each. Wait, no, 1,000 each. Humans, that is.
So here's the question for you, Morton. Do you think it's worth bringing down the Death Watch just for the sole purpose of taking out the cult that's in Fort Charney?
It's not a bad idea. You're dealing with aliens. They're good at fighting aliens.
Yeah. Or we could, if the Eldar agree, we could get them, and then we purge the city ourselves.
Are you looking in character, or...?
No, we're not in character right now.
No, we're still not in character. Once this is done, we'll go back to in character, but we're discussing this because this is important as hell.
Yeah, so the whole thing is if we get the Eldari on our side, that gives us a massive power boost. Because we would have their full forces.
If we're gonna get the Eldari on our side, I don't think we can call upon the Sororitas or Death Watch.
Death Watch
actually, I feel like Death Watch worked with them before.
No, Death Watch are trained, are tortured to hate Xenos with every being of their body.
Mm-hmm.
The Inquisition is very good at indoctrinating Astartes.
You have to actually, what it called, think. Yeah, what it called. The Astartes will not come down.
Okay, so
you actually supporting Eldari. Neither will the Sisters' battles. They will come down. They're gonna kill you.
They're gonna be like, we're not fighting alongside them unless I get to shoot them in the back.
No,
not even them.
No, they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, true enough.
Okay, well, look. Here's the thing, guys. There's no way they can do that feasibly, and here's the explanation for that. We have to have them as an ally if we're gonna beat the Tyranids. I don't think the Death Watch or the Sisters of Battle are that obtuse to where they're like, no, we're not going to fight alongside them as we're literally getting overrun by Tyranids. I don't think the hatred goes that deep.
The Sisters of Battle literally have a talent where it gives hatred.
I don't think the Sisters of Battle hatred goes so deep.
They have hatred anything but human plus heritage.
Okay, well maybe we just don't bring the Sisters of Battle down.
When push comes to shove, they might. Very small chance. Very minute. Might take a very good charm check from a certain someone, but hey.
No, I don't. Listen, the canonesses have cold-hearted. They're immune to seduction.
Okay, that's fair enough. So if we ally with the Eldari, which we're going to have to do, that's not even negotiable. We're going to have to ally with them. So no Sister of Battles. I think the Death Watch are professional enough, especially since they're Xenos killers, that they could be fine with that.
They're not professional. They're specialized.
And once again we go.
Death Watch has Hunter of Aliens. Not to mention hatred, Xenos.
Dude, they're Space Marines. All Space Marines have hatred Xenos.
No, not all.
Most.
No. Hunter of Aliens for the Death Watch, they literally don't need to confirm critical hits against anything that's Xenos.
Look, man, we're not telling our forces to fucking like it and fucking love them. We're just telling them, hey, necessity is the hell of a devil, motherfucker, and we need all the fucking fighting forces we can get.
Fair point, but me, a demigod, looks at this pesky human that probably isn't in his... doesn't matter, not even half of my life, having this funny-looking idea that he can talk to Xenos, which I am the pure embodiment of the Emperor's will, and he thinks it's better than me. That anything its small mind could possibly rival my intellect.
Okay, so here's my rebuttal to that. There's fucking 5 of them, dude. If you're telling me we had like 100, like a company of them, maybe a whole chapter's worth of Death Watch up in orbit that we were sending down, yeah, I'd say fuck the Eldari. We don't need them. We're just gonna fucking kill them. We're gonna kill all the fucking Tyranids. We're gonna kill all the fucking Daemons and the fucking Chaos fucking cult, the Gene Stealer cult. We'll kill everything on the planet. We don't even need the humans in Fort Charney. We'll kill all them too. We don't have that. We have 5.
Depends on the Death Watch squad we have, because Death Watch have worked with Xenos before in the past.
I'm just saying,
books,
it's
lore books, my man.
The
Lore
whole
books.
undertone of this is pure necessity. Where I'm not, you guys are like acting like I'm sitting here like, fuck yeah, man, I fucking love me some Eldari. That's some great pussy right there. Not even saying any of that, dude. I'm just coming from pure necessity and a tactical fighting position. We fucking need, like, we need that to fucking happen. Because think about it. Okay, let's say we get the Eldari, the Tyranids come, our forces get fucking decimated. Yeah, then it'd be pretty smart to bring down the Death Watch, the Sisters of Battle, but they're still going to be fighting together with whatever remnants of the Eldari there are. It's like what you're basically telling me is there's no workaround to this, that they're just straight up not going to give a fuck. They're going to fucking kill us. They're going to kill the fucking Eldari, when it's like literally Tyranids. We all fucking hate Tyranids. Every fucking race, even the Orcs. But the Orcs probably love Tyranids. Really good
they love the fight.
But
they literally
I'm just saying, dude. It's like we're literally fighting against the one fucking species in the galaxy that literally isn't a fucking sentient being. It's a fucking hive mind.
Listen, I'm not saying that they will not agree. I'm saying that it's gonna be very fucking difficult for them to not look in the direction.
Nah, Death Watch will work.
Okay, so this is what I had.
Sure they'd be too busy with the Emperor. They'd be like, no, holy blah blah blah, I died.
So here's the strategy I was thinking of how we would fight the Tyranids all together. So the Eldari have webways. They can circumvent the psychic stuff going on the planet by using the webway, so they can do quick assaults on the Tyranids as they begin hitting the planet. That gives our forces time to congregate, to prepare. Basically, we're going to be the anvil that the Tyranids come to get them to fucking come all to one location to fight. And then the Eldari are going to be our quick reaction force that hits them in the flanks and like tries to flinch them. So it's not like we're going to be fighting together the whole time on the same battlefield. It's going to be multiple battles. It's going to be like, it's a fucking campaign, dude. We just got multiple armies. That's all it is. And if we got
to be clear, you can move these different armies individually on the map to where you would want them. For instance, you can set the Death Watch up to do something somewhere else and so on.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, man, with all the fucked up shit going on, I would love to have a Death Watch kill team go with us to one of the fucking, like, the Vault of the Omnissiah. Like, if we go to the Vault, we're gonna need something real fucking powerful with us to make sure that we fucking get whatever we're going there for. Or whatever we find. And Death Watch sounds pretty good for going to the Vault to the Omnissiah.
Well, yeah, but they're not gonna be great on a battleground with Xenos along our side. If we can keep them separate, it'd be great.
Well, until the final battle comes where the Splinter Fleet or the High Fleet hits, we'll keep them separate. We can do that. That would be feasible.
Jeez,
but when the final battle comes... I'm just saying, though, but when the final battle comes and it's fucking that whatever size, whatever fleet or force lands, we're gonna have to unify as a single fucking army, just about. Maybe not fucking like we're all in camp together, but the Eldari are waiting beyond whatever mountain range by the webway gate, ready to go through and surprise the Tyranids from the side when they move past going to Fort Charney. We could definitely do stuff like that. That's definitely feasible. I'm not saying we fucking have a massive ass kumbaya. We're all fucking camped together, drinking wine, eating grapes.
Wait. I have a question. Morton.
Yeah.
Does Raybone count as biomass? It does.
What?
A Wraithbone, does it count as biomass?
The thing that's here. Oh, okay, good. I was about to say they just eat the portal.
I mean, they will destroy it if they figure out.
No. They don't touch anything that's not have any biomass. Waste of energy. That's what they literally leave places alone if they don't have anything to gain from it.
Dude, they topple hive spires. Just because one of them is smart enough to know, fuck, there are probably people inside of it.
Nah. Or at least it'll take them a while.
I mean, Tyranids are smart with synapse creatures. They will think like a human general, if not better.
Also, I doubt that the other are gonna go straight into Leroy Jenkins into Eldar. I mean, Tyranids while they're looking.
Either way, I think a mix, in that case, if you are 100% sure you can make it work, I would suggest Imperial Guard and the Death Watch heal team.
We can wait though. We can wait right now to bring more forces down though.
Can we afford to wait?
No. We're gonna send their reinforcements now, and that's what you get.
What, for the rest of the campaign? The rest of this mission?
That depends.
Yeah. Depends on how it goes.
What it called? We need to actually decide what we're bringing down, because we're dead.
I vote for Imperial Guard and Death Watch. That's my vote.
Alright, I also concur with the Imperial Guard. So let's just vote on the first thing first. So everyone is pretty unanimous.
put little boxes there. Click on them, my man.
Okay, so we're pretty unanimous that we're going to bring Imperial Guard down.
Yeah, click on the boxes. Let's tie
Oh, you didn't. Oh my god.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
That's
I told you.
so
I
good.
yeah,
Okay, I'll number these ones as well then. 8.
Hey,
There we go.
there are... Yeah, there's 6 people here. Everyone vote. Including you, Morton. Fuck it.
What the fuck does this mean?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll vote.
Hey, yo, everyone gets more than one vote, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Who hit? Did you vote for Abhumans, Morton? Is that what I just saw? He's like, yes, bring down the stupids.
I just want you to roleplay ogres.
Alright, so has everybody voted?
Okay,
Hey, yo, you did it again, Morton.
well, right, okay. How many votes do you get?
I say each person either... I say each person gets 3. Yeah. That's it, that's fair. There's 8 options.
So Adhumans are where?
Number 8.
Number 8.
I can't vote at anything because I made these boxes, so everyone has one of mine.
All I see is... This makes no sense. All I see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do you not
6,
see
7,
the numbers
8.
next to names? Number 1's Death Watch. Number 2's Best Sisters of Battle. Imperial Guards number 3. Cypher's number 4.
No.
What do you mean? You know.
Number 1 is what I call...
Okay, come on guys, let's make this fucking list. Oh my god.
How long?
We're technically in the middle of a session
Yeah.
here. It's important, but let's go.
So, do you guys not want to bring any armor down?
You got 3 votes. Everybody has 3 votes, so use them.
I did mine.
I gotta bail in 20 minutes anyway. I think that this took up a lot more time than we intended.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why earlier I was
You
just
could
like,
have decided pretty
now.
simple on this.
Yeah,
But,
I think so as well. We should have decided it in advance, I think.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No. Well, it's a one-time thing.
Well, but definitely there's
What do you guys decide on?
Yep. Well, looks like people voted on Imperial Guard and Abhumans. And there's a tie between 5 and 1. Between
Okay.
armor
Does anyone feel okay with that?
Yep, fine.
Yeah, we can do Imperial Guard and Abhumans.
Imperial Guard and Abhum. Alright.
And
Sounds good.
Runner-ups are if we ever need them, are armor and Death Watch.
Up to you guys. Do you want them? Do you want one of those for your third?
No. We
What
might
it called?
have to bring down the night.
Did you want
Well,
the
we
Death
got-
Watch? Or
Only 2 people voted for Death Watch, so yeah.
it's up to you guys.
Well, the votes,
Well.
we have 2 definite ones that we're getting, but yeah, we can get a third if people want it.
Yeah, why not?
Guardsman Abium. Cool. I'm gonna say that you spent some time with the Inquisitorial Cruiser. Finally deciding on needing lots and lots of manpower. You'll request all of the abhumans they have as a meat shield, and the Imperial Guards, which is a good thought. Anticipating a Tyranid attack, you would want numbers, most of all. Numbers is the only real defense.
Yep.
Just like Record said. Okay. Having requested that, is there anyone else you want to contact?
The Night Habituator.
Okay. You're going to attempt to contact him, and I want you to do a... Let's see... I want you to do a tech use test. Pure tech use.
Data Predator Matthias, can you come over and put in...
Technology.
Sorry, navigate surface. Navigate surface. Makes more sense.
That I'm better. Can you hold a map for me?
You see Aquilian reach his hands out.
Excellent. You there, pointing at who should I humiliate? Ulu's character. Sorry, you haven't added to word. Right. Sit on all fours, in front of Aquilian.
Okay.
Sitting as you feel a bit of weight as Data Predator sits on your back, and Aquilian has the map on his back for him to do the necessary measurements. The Data Predator succeeds in plotting routes and ensuring logistical capabilities with said night house.
You're gonna adjust the radar dish in the direction of the night, and after a lot of static back and forth.
Yeah.
Hold on. Which way is east?
You think you've heard from the knight. What do you want to ask him?
Go ahead, guys. Feel free.
We are bringing down our forces. We hope you can honor your part of the agreement. Did your knight survive the battle?
Of course.
Have you fixed it up?
As good as I can.
Do you still have the other knight on standby within your facility?
There is no other night, I'm afraid.
Do you have
I'm the
any
last
other?
one.
Do you have any other reactors or power sources?
I don't. Do you need one?
We do. We could bring down another knight from our forces, but with the storm that's covering the planet, it is a newer model, and its power source won't survive the journey.
I'll be there.
Do you have any weapons or tech that could aid us? We have not only the Eldar we might fight, but have you heard about the Tyranids?
Never.
They are an insidious,
Never.
hungry, malicious entity. They consume planets for their biomass, and we found one of their cults here. That's normally advanced party for a hive fleet or a splinter fleet that would be coming not too long afterwards. We're going to need all the help we can get. So if you have any additional weaponry, equipment, or anything that you can bring with you, that would be very kind of you.
I don't like leaving my fortress. There's more technology here than in Charney. They need me more than I need them. I have communications, shields, weapons, armor, ammunition. It would be better if... well... I made a promise.
Wait, do you have solid bedrock under your facility?
No.
The Tyranids, they're able to go underground. They would penetrate your facility at all levels.
The facility is made of concrete. It is quite solid. Concrete.
Tell them they eat that.
Let me be clear, Knight.
Could...
You are not safe. Only way we are all safe is by destroying them all.
Understood. I'm coming. I made a promise, as I said.
If we were able to send forces over, is there a way we could move your power fields to Fort Charney to protect it against bombardment?
I don't think I can do that.
What's the range on your shields?
There aren't any shields in that respect. Physical shields. Barricades.
Do you believe you have a better defensible position than Fort Charney?
I know I do. I know I do.
Are you willing to stake the death of every human, every creature on this planet on that?
I don't think I can fit more people than a couple of houses, maybe. A dozen, maybe a few more.
You do not have capacity to house all of Fort Charney and its soldiers, then. Whatever you can spare that can be added to the defense of Fort Charney, we're bringing down forces. We're going to do our best to build a trench line and fortify the city and make it into a true fortress.
I'll bring what I can.
Thank you.
And the line is cut. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, Aquilian is going to go look at the rest of the group and say, we need to speak with House Brabazome, see if we can communicate with them. What say you all?
Now, long and short is the Eldari will be on the city in no time at all. So we head north. Agreed?
So you don't want to contact House Brabazome?
We call them from here?
Yes.
We can try them.
Aquilian will nod his head.
We can try them, but the group must go forward.
It will only take me a moment, I believe. And Aquilian will once again walk over to this construct, putting his hand onto an area that isn't covered in archaeotech, and will begin to push his powers. You see a golden light transfusing Aquilian, moving into the object itself. You would actually see the object begin glowing with this golden glow, illuminating even the sand and the desert within probably about 10 feet around us, even with the sun overhead. And in his mind, he will reach out. House Brabazome, you are called. Called back.
Do a navigator resists?
Success with 2.
Sick. Do you want to point to Charney or their outpost?
The outpost.
Okay. You'll, a little time will pass. Eventually, you will feel a slight headache. And, you can do a willpower test.
Am I resisting anything?
Actually, no. You will hear a voice at the other end, sort of muffled. Yes.
Yes.
And it's,
Why?
you are called to action. Move to Goth Karim and be prepared to do battle against the Eldari. We will be there in 6 days. We hope you will be as well.
I assume you say something to identify yourself as the Inquisition, and you will have a little back and forth as you request their assistance. She will comply. And this is in Goth Karim?
Correct.
Alright. Noted.
And hopefully we will meet with you before the battle begins. Try to stay out of sight of them. If they decide to attack Goth Karim, we want you to hit them in the flank as they begin their assault.
We shall see. Much was sacrificed.
They will explain that they were under attack by the same entity that killed the other navigator houses and took over their local forces. But she made a sacrifice and undid the corruption by killing most of her psychers.
I am sorry that you had to pay such a price. I hope it was not too high of a price.
You will get their assistance. Is there anyone else you want to call?
Okay, yep. I take my hand off. The rest of the group would see this golden color transfusing the Archaeotech and the construct disappear, and Aquilian would open his eyes looking back at them and say, "We best get to it. We only have 6 days."
Awesome. You get an inspiration point. And out of character, what do you want to do next, guys?
What I called Ricard is gonna say 6 days. It feels as though we have less than 6 days.
Yes, but we have already been making headway towards there, and we have the vehicles. It shouldn't take us, well, hopefully we beat the Eldari there to parlay. If not, we'll have to fight through to Goth Karim to get the airships.
Yes. Eldari.
And you will see Aquilian walking over to the last little buggy we have and getting into the passenger seat.
You don't feel terror.
We all feel fear, Duskin. Rykart. It's what you do next.
Not say his name!
My apologies, Commissar Reichart. We all feel fear. It's what you do next that matters. Come, we should not tarry here.
And with that, Commissar is gonna sit and just look at the sky and take off his, his breather, just sniff air and just look up for refixing it and going, okay, away.
Awesome. The wind will cover the obelisk as soon as you leave it. You look behind you can just see this black shadow sticking out of the sand. You begin walking back to Chani. What do you want to spend the rest of the day doing?
We're going to Goth Kareem.
You're driving directly there now?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to begin the journey. Are you sure they're not? Well, okay.
Wait, no. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
No, it's fine.
No.
We took
You
rations,
speak.
right? I'm assuming we took rations.
That was a you just gone and fucked up.
4 days, okay. You reach Gothkarim. The sand billows over the sand dunes. You drive in your 2 vehicles with a bunch of extra fuel. You've taken, I guess you've taken the vehicles you had with you.
Correct.
Which ones were those?
We had, I believe it was 2 like dune-like buggies, a 4-wheeler, and a motorcycle.
Right.
And we lost 1 dune buggy.
Yeah. You're gonna
two Humvees and
you're gonna keep hearing these calls of ETA dispatching Unit 1, Unit 2. You can hear distant radio messages coming down into your direction. The purpose of the beacon is so that you can send signals out, but you're still able, even with your relatively simple communications device, to pick up signals from the ship. And you hear vessel after vessel being launched with hundreds of guardsmen towards the city, and you just feel that you've started almost like a war. And through the clouds of sand on top of this hill, after driving for many days, you'll see a giant sandstone structure against the blue skies. You will see banners and flags waving in the wind, arrow slits and tree spikes sticking out of every surface, and a small trail leading up to a large wooden door. Workers sort of slowly start to emerge, covered in cloth, carrying materials and food out of the fortress. A couple of braziers can be seen through the door. This huge giant gate, guards carrying unusual, look like wooden projectile weapons appearing out of the darkness. One local with a grey cloak and hood will slowly walk across the sand, whipping against his cloak. He stops in front of the fortress. His skin is dark and charred. He has these strange warts and shapes on his skin. He pulls it aside, and you can see these glowing purple eyes. As you roll down your windows and walk out, he will bow.
Well met, stranger.
Well met.
Eyes.
He,
Purple.
he holds up
Look
2
at-
fingers. He holds up 2 fingers and points at the sky as you can see distant clouds up beyond the sandstorm.
Someone came asking about you. A stranger from the skies. Dressed like you.
And where is he now?
He will point to the city. To the fortress, rather. Looks like a giant.
Aquilian will nod his head and say, well, you should prepare to leave the city. The Eldari are coming. And something much worse after them.
He scowls and you can see his eyes flicker as he looks back and forth between your cars.
I have seen them.
He's going to inspect you and you can do a willpower test.
Is this resistance?
Mm-hmm.
Against a psychic power? Okay.
All of us, right?
Success with
Nope.
4.
He quickly waves his hands around in the air, almost like he's waving away some kind of odor or something. And then he just pauses, freezes for a second, and drops his hands.
What leads you to our little community?
We have need of your airships for force projection across this planet. There are a few vaults that would take us months to get to that would be days by the airship. We also
You are best served to leave your combat somewhere else.
I'm afraid that the war is coming here whether you like it or not.
Do a charm test.
And with that, what it called, you'll actually see Rickard go drop to his knees. It is what he called fumbling for his pistol at the same time and essentially trying to stay conscious. So failure with 5.
Damn. Anyone else want to try to talk?
Yeah, anyone else want to talk to this man who actually has charm?
I ain't got no trauma.
Bruh, there's more bone than muscle on my face.
Total willpower.
I thought I was the only one that needed to roll willpower.
You were.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
I asked it before and I saw
sorry.
commerce or roll it. That's why I did.
Yeah, so if y'all got charm, please, someone roll that.
I got deceive.
I got intimidate.
I can deceive him in being very charming, I guess.
It's
Can
cool.
I intimidate
It's cool,
him into
dude.
getting the ships?
I got you. I got you.
Bruh, you ain't that shit.
Dude,
Minus
you
4.
you got inspiration
Yeah,
still?
Morton, can I try to intimidate with my bulging biceps?
You guys got a role play. You're in a role playing scene.
Okay. I just walk up to him. We need your ships. We need them now, or you will die. Not from us, but from someone else.
Without our ships, we will die.
You can take your ships now, leave, go to the other city which we're fortifying. Then we use your ships to travel back and forth. That is safe.
No, we would use our ships to go there. We cannot leave them behind.
Yes, you go to the city with the ships. You leave. We drop you off there. We take the ships and use them for what we need.
We will not give them to you.
We only need one. Not all of them.
Yes, only one.
Do a commerce test. You get a -20.
Anyone want to assist?
Sure. I have a 60% chance. I can assist you.
Okay. Wait, is it a 60% even with the -10?
No.
I mean,
no, that would be a 40%. Would you like to inspiration that?
Oh, I didn't mean. Yes.
Your rolls are ass. 94, 96, 97.
Oh, 94, let's go!
You start picking out different things.
We do not need your junk. We need life.
As he says that.
Your life. Find it.
You will pull his hood down and walk back into the fortress.
I was gonna intimidate him.
Wait,
there, but it's too late.
You say you need life, but that is exactly what we offer you. Life after the enemies that come. Here alone, you will be destroyed and subsumed, but with us, you will survive.
He turns around.
You are welcome as our guests. Nothing more.
And why are we just your guests?
He's being nice, Commissar Reichart. Let us go in, and maybe we can persuade him further.
Listen. We are here to protect you. You know that there are the Eldari coming.
Oh, he's long gone. He's already at the gate.
Okay.
Kirk would just be like, Commissar, you need to be more subtle in your approach. You throw lure in your prey, then you jump.
The wooden door is open.
Come.
Giant wooden gate.
Let us enter the city. We still have time before the Eldari get here. Maybe we can convince them before they arrive.
Alrighty. You will enter the city, and the last scene is you entering this massive oval courtyard. Commoners can be seen arguing, sharing supplies, and haggling. As you approach, with advanced weaponry, shields, armor, gadgets sticking out everywhere, everyone just slowly starts looking in your direction. A couple of people will run into their homes. You can see flying machines above you with multicolored balloons tied to hanging bridges, a tower in the middle of the courtyard, and a mansion with an unusual winding architecture seems to be built into one of the walls. You can also see the door to this narrow mansion, guarded by armored knights. A lot of the knights here have crossbows and shields, and these mohawk hair from some animal in various colors. As they spot you, they will, some of them will draw a bolt and enter this huge circular wall surrounding you. As some of them are pointing to the distance and shouting. I think that's where we can end it.
Okay.
Nice.
And everybody gets 300 XP. And I'll see you next week.
See ya.
Nice.
See ya.
Bye.
We definitely need some.